50-year history, organized medicine against the chiropractic profession. Now hold on, this one's bumpy. The AMA, or the American Medical Association, forms the Committee on Quackery with the primary goal to contain and eliminate the chiropractic profession. The AMA influences Health Insurance Advisory Council to deny chiropractic into the Medicare system. It was denied. Chiropractic didn't get into the Medicare system until 1972. The AMA purchases the book, At Your Own Risk, The Case Against Chiropractic. They distribute this book to over 1,000 of the nation's largest libraries. The AMA memo on the Committee on Quackery states, it is on its way to containing chiropractic's push to be covered by health insurance and workers' compensation. They're doing this by opposing chiropractic efforts to get into the hospitals, by containing chiropractic schools, by encouraging ethics complaints against chiropractors, by warning that professional association between medical doctors and chiropractors would be deemed unethical. They're discouraging colleges, universities, and faculty from cooperating with chiropractic schools. They're deeming it unethical for medical doctors to refer to chiropractors and unethical to accept referrals from chiropractors. And they're resisting chiropractic efforts to enhance its position through legislation. Four Chicago area chiropractors sue the AMA for restraint of trade. The suit is titled Wilk versus AMA. The AMA tells all state medical associations to purge any documents related to chiropractic. In the Wilk versus AMA case, the jury rules against the chiropractors, but the U.S. Court of Appeals overturns the decision and sent the case back for retrial. The U.S. Supreme Court refused to intervene. After the second trial, a federal judge rules that the AMA was guilty of conspiring to contain and eliminate the chiropractic profession, which is in violation of the Sherman Antitrust Act. The U.S. Supreme Court lets the lower court ruling stand against the AMA. Texas legislature mandates Texas Board of Chiropractic examiners adopt rules clarifying what activities are included in the practice of chiropractic. The AMA forms the Scope of Practice Partnership, or the SOPP. TMA is one of the first state associations to join. The SOPP monitors state legislation and regulation on scope to prevent non-MD or DO providers from advancing their professions. Now, didn't we just win this court battle? The SOPP is about containing non-MD or DO providers from advancing their professions. The TMA and the TMB, or Texas Medical Board, filed suit against the Chiropractic Board. They did this for allowing chiropractors to provide manipulation under anesthesia and needle EMG. This lawsuit was nicknamed TMA 1. They later amended the filed lawsuit to challenge the chiropractors' rights to diagnose. Because if we can't diagnose, our livelihoods are dependent on MD referral. The TMA 1 Texas District Court rules against the chiropractors. TBCE appeals the lawsuit of EMG MUA to the Third Court of Appeals. Texas Chiropractic Association, having intervened in the trial portion of the case, appeals all three matters to the Third Court of Appeals. The TMA files another suit. We call this TMA 2A against the TBCE for its new rule which allows DCs with special training to perform instrument-assisted vestibular ocular nystagmus testing, also known as VONT. This lawsuit sits inactive while the TMA 1 case is still being tried and appealed. Appeals court rules that diagnosis is legal within the Chiropractic Act. MUA and needle EMG are ruled invalid. Texas Supreme Court denies the TMA and the TMB board appeal. Chiropractic prevails again, right? Well, not so fast. The TMA amends the lawsuit and it's remanded to the lower court. The TMA files the first amended petition to the VONT case. Now it's challenging the TBCE's rules defining musculoskeletal and subluxation complex because of the neural nerve inclusion in those concepts. Nerves is kind of what we do. This again raises the issue of diagnosis. Now we have to nickname it TMA 2B just to keep track. The Texas Association of Acupuncture and Oriental Medicine files suit against the chiropractors, stating that acupuncture is outside the scope of chiropractic. They are under the umbrella of the Texas Medical Board, so one has to wonder. The TBCE is awarded summary judgment. Acupuncturists appeal. The lower court is affirmed. The United States Supreme Court finds the North Carolina Board of Dental Examiners is in violation of federal antitrust laws. They found that they had been promoting anti-competitive practices. Boy, does that sound familiar. What they said was when a state empowers a group of active market participants to decide who can participate in its market and on what terms, then the need for supervision is manifest. The TMA made a second amended petition in the VONT case against the TBCE in order to expand its attack on diagnosis again. So having offered zero evidence in TMA 1, TMA 2A, TMA 2B, TMA 2C, or the acupuncturist suit of any harm to the public, it becomes apparent the public health argument is a red herring and is rather evidence of the effort to monopolize and contain a non-MD healthcare provider, and is a continued violation of the federal injunction won in the antitrust lawsuit Wilk versus AMA. If we weren't effective and if we weren't right, we wouldn't still be here.